All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Paladin Piper on a cold one today, but we are going to try Bengal slices, barrel aged 2022. And I picked this up on a whim back when I picked up the Bengal slices red and saved it for a colder day here in the garage. Again, filming this on a weeknight, so we'll get some more fires in soon. So the cut is crumble flakes. How thick that is. And I'm going to have it tonight in a reject thermofilter. So it's a no-name basket pipe, but I'm pretty sure it's a reject thermofilter. I'm just going to take some there and I'll roll it up, put it in here, and I will tell you about the constituents. The Bengal Slices Red has been my favorite. And if you guys have not heard of that or seen that, go back on my channel and check it out. But hands down, it is my favorite thus far, with the white being a second and the original being a third. All right. Scottish blend of bright Virginias, Cyprian Latakia, small leaf Orientals, and some unflavored black Cavendish. It's aged for a month in a barrel and that contains Scotch whiskey after previously having been used for bourbon. It's finally pressed to a crumble cake and sliced. So here we go. If you guys have had this one, you can always leave your thoughts below. Two flames on the match there. Don't see that often. I'm going to make a comment. One of the best things when Latakia and Orientals are used appropriately in a blend is that first light, is that sweet, incensey, smoky melange that just, it's good stuff. And that is coming from a Burley Carter smoker. Now, this one does not have Burley in it, at least per the tin. But up front, it's just that kind of really nice mixture of Latakia smokiness. The finish is Oriental dryness. No soapy character from the Orientals, at least, or the Latakia yet. And then a little bit of that fragrant kind of incense note. Tad bit of leather. Very earthy, leathery. Hint of sweetness. Just for a second. There's a tad bit of stewed fruit there. Kind of like a stone fruit. Kind of an undertone to that leathery campfire smoky character of the Latakia. The finish is a drying finish. I don't detect much whiskey. Now, if you guys are not familiar with crumble cakes and flakes and plugs and all that, they're really meant to give more attention than what I just did loading this. And that is one thing that's really nice about these crumble cakes, flakes, and all that stuff, is you can kind of do with it what you want. In that, if you want to rub it out really fine, fine. If you want to leave chunks in there, cool. If you want to just kind of fold it and stuff it in the pipe, cool. It leaves more individuality up, say, than a rough cut, which is what I usually love smoking. A little bit of a coffee note. Interesting. That creosote earth. Drying finish, though. That has gotten a little more pronounced. Tad tingle on the retrohale. Okay. Hang with me. I'll go on the journey and be back with you. Well, guys, we are back with the final third, and I am super proud of myself that I've made it here. Of Bengal Slices Barrel Aged 2022. So this is a mainly real. Okay, before I forget, incredibly strong to me. Talk about strength for a second. You know, strength is subjective. I really do think your genes, don't get me wrong, your diet, your hydration, if you're taking Tylenol, I mean, all that stuff can affect the strength of a tobacco bowl, but how much you smoke, how much you don't. Okay, if you were a cigarette smoker before, all these things. But I do think your genes play a role, and here's why. My birth mother's side, at least, and my birth father, I do think, was a cigarette smoker as well. But cigarette tobacco is primarily burley, some Virginia, but primarily burley. And I handle burleys fine for the most part. I mean, Irish flake, you know, kicks me, but generally speaking, I have a better, let's learn, I have a better fighting chance against a stout burley blend than I do against a stout Latakia or English blend. And I know Latakia is supposed to be because it's so stoved and everything. Sorry, my wife came out. Gave me a garage note. Said it smelled like gardenias. She just took some Flonase. Anyway, so where was I? This is a strong blend. But again, my point is your mileage may vary. Latakia is supposed to be one of the least strong tobaccos because of the way it's processed and you know all that stuff because they process the leaf so much. However, for whatever reason, for me, blends with Latakia, so your typical English blends, I won't say crossovers, there's probably not enough, but it still does hit me a little harder. Just hit me harder for whatever reason. So, flavor profile of this. Mostly a very nice incensey creosote, very leathery, earthy smoke. Almost to the point, and I like Latakia. I like the taste of Latakia now. Well, pardon me, when they don't use Bosma to make Latakia. That's a whole other discussion. But the leather is almost too much for me. So my guys and gals who I think will like this will be one, your English files, right? You guys that smoke Latakia all year round. Curmudgeon, I'm looking at you. You would love this. Your two, your guys that smoke cigars. The leathery notes, it's so pronounced. It almost reminds you of a cigar. It does remind you of a cigar. There are times where you get little bits of stewed fruit. And at times, I would almost swear there was a little Perique. But if there's Perique in this, which they don't say there is, but if there is, it's a teeny tiny bit, because I will tell you, when I get Perique in blends, it comes to the forefront. It still does that to me now. Even all these years past when I had COVID. But yeah, it's kind of a 1 to 2 trick pony, and then every finish. And if you guys are not familiar with the finish, if you ever had wine, you take a sip of wine, and at the end, that kind of how it finishes on your palate. What do you taste at the end? The Orientals leave my palate very drying, and I don't mind some of that. But in the middle third, it was so leathery and so earthy and so drying that I kind of wanted to put it down for that reason, not because the strength hadn't hit me yet. It was starting this last, well, it was probably the end of the middle third was when it just kind of walloped me in strength. The strength wasn't bad in the beginning. It just built. So if you want a good, strong, hearty, leather forward English, tad sweetness here and there, you get a little bit of those incensey notes here and there, and I was kind of chasing that. That's what I love about the Latakia. And a little bit of, like I said, a little tingle on the retrohale. Then I think you're going to like this. I think I paid maybe $18 for this. So it's not cheap, but it's decadent enough, I think, where, even my English lovers, my heavy English lovers would probably like to have that as something kind of as a change of pace from your normal bulk Englishes that you may enjoy. All right, guys. That does it for me. I'm going to sit here for a little bit longer, drink the rest of my soda, get some caffeine in my system, and yeah, chill out. Take care, guys. Oh, my rating. This has sedated me. My rating for this is a C. I don't mind the flavor profile, but it's a little bit overwhelming, and the strength really keeps it at that C. It's a low C for me, but it's a C. So, all right, guys, take care.